All right, here we go. We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris. This is We Love Comics. And we got a part one and a part two tomorrow because PGX was a little delayed in getting some of these graded. So they actually sent me 2 months worth in one package. So I'm going to do four of them today, and then I'll do another video tomorrow. So if you like these type of videos, there'll be another one tomorrow. Probably in the early afternoon between 1 and 2 o'clock, somewhere around there. And that, of course, is Eastern time. So while I'm waiting for people to see my video live, if you want to critique the AI art, that is awesome. Come and join the live chat, even if you're not a subscriber. So this way, I always do a shout out at the end of the video. And again, you don't have to be a subscriber. You just have to participate by at least leaving one message in the live chat. So if you want to become one of my Patreon members, go to patreon.com/WeLoveComics. This helps my channel. This also helps me support 24 to 25 given on any given day stray cats that I take care of. I've gotten them fixed. I buy them food. I supply them water, shelter where I can. So a lot of the money that comes from my Patreon helps contribute to helping those stray animals. I have a video that I show what my daily routine is twice a day, whether I'm sick, whether it's raining, whether it's freezing, whether it's 105 with the heat index. I'm out there. So if you join my Patreon, you'll get a shout out in every single video. Your name will be up on this list, like you see my Patreon members that are currently active. And if we get up to 20 people, we have some giveaways that we're going to be doing. So there's a list of all the different tiers starting at 20 paid members. So if you want to pause that and check it out, please do. The more members, the better the gifts will start to be. And if you want, like, for example, a link instead of just your name, when I do the shout outs, just let me know in advance. So let's say hi to our Patreon members. We got Carl, Sith, Scott, Michael B, Kevin W, James R, Herbert R, Dan L, Kim N, Annabelle N. And if you have Facebook, please go check out Darth Bleak at Stephen L. Turk Author. He's got a book that he just wrote, and he's about to write a part two. Couple more days, and I'm going to pick the winner. But I did a video about a week and a half ago, where he's giving away one of his books, the first issue of his book, signed for anybody that wants to join. So as of now, we only have one contestant. I really want to try and get this person to have some people join into this contest. It's a nice thing. He didn't have to do it. It wasn't even his idea. It was my idea, and he was kind enough to say it was okay to do. So go to Stephen L. Turk Author at Facebook and check out the video I did on my YouTube channel about a week ago and join the contest. And then last but not least, we have Silver Age Surfer _comics. So if you are on Instagram, check out Silver Age Surfer _comics and tell them both that We Love Comics sent you. So as far as the giveaways, the only minimum to participate is the minimum to join anyone's Patreon account, which is $2 a month. But for every $2 you apply to your We Love Comics account, you'll get one entry. So if you do a $20 for a month, you get 10 entries. So check that out if you want to join and be a part of that. We have 12 Patreon members, need to get to 20. So let's see if we can get 8 more and we could start getting those giveaways every single month. Also looking to acquire these books via trade. If you want to pause it to see the books, if you have one of these, an extra one maybe, the fact that you have more than one, that's pretty awesome. But somebody might have a book and they've had it for 20, 30 years, and they're just sick of seeing it and want to get other books. So if you want to do a trade, I did a video about a month or two ago showing all the books that I'm willing to trade. If it takes 10 books to get one of these, I have no problem with that. As long as it's a fair trade, I want to keep it equal. I don't mind trading a little bit extra, but I want to keep it as fair as possible. Now, the benefits of doing trades is, number one, nobody has to spend any money on very expensive books other than the shipping to bring it to each person. There are no taxes, so you will literally save multiple hundreds of dollars extra in eBay fees, for example. And at the end of the year, when it comes to tax time, you don't have to report this as taxable income because trades are not taxable. So let's make this happen. I acquired one of these books, but it wasn't via trade. I want to make a trade happen, so I'm going to keep doing it until I get all of these books or I die trying. So contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. All right, so I already see a couple of people in the live chat. Let's say hello to everybody. We've got Paul Ferris, you're the first one in today. Dan Lewis, GTK Comic, one of my moderators, always here, always welcome. We got Pino, we got Logan Maverick, we got Daniel Cochran, one of my longtime subscribers, another moderator, and probably the biggest purchaser as far as multiple times of buying from my auctions, basically anywhere. So welcome everybody. Also, I just posted a link in the live chat that I sell mystery boxes. So if you're interested in any comic book mystery box, whether it's a $20, $25 mystery box, which is the basic package, or a $5,000 platinum package, go to the link. It's also in the description as well if you're not watching this live. When you click on the link, it's going to take you to a website that you'll see pyramids and soaps and stuff like that. That is the right site. Just scroll all the way down and you'll see the comic section. And there you'll find the mystery boxes. If you want to know the type of comics that you may or may not get, but you'll see, people that have purchased from me before, just go in the YouTube search engine, just type in We Love Comics mystery boxes. And about 3 or 4 people that have bought from me, not everybody does videos that buys these. But like I said, 3 or 4 people have purchased packages, some of them in the higher realm of packages, and see the kind of comics that I'm willing to give away. Usually it's supposed to be random, but if, for example, you want all Marvel or all DC, just let me know in advance and I'll try and accommodate you as much as possible. Usually, I mean, there was one person that wanted a lot of SpiderMan, so out of the 20 comics, I think at least 8 of them were Amazing Spider-Man. So I try and accommodate when I can, but let me know about that. All right, so we got the box right here. There are 2 boxes because, like I said, they sent me 2 months worth in this package. So I don't know which one is which. So I just picked the first one in the box. As you can see, not damaged. Both of these were in a giant box that was well protected, plenty of bubble wrap, plenty of the popcorn stuff, the packing peanuts. So I didn't want to have to open that and then open these, prolonging the video. I mean, I made the resealable bags for the comics. Always appreciate that. Plenty of bubble wrap. Now, of course, as usual, I do not know the grades. I'll tell you, they try and tempt me because now when they send me confirmation emails to let me know when a box is being shipped, they give me the option to be able to look at the grades if I wanted to, but they black it out. So I would have to highlight it to be able to see the grades. I won't do it because I want to know live with you guys. But I mean, it's tempting. All right. So I can't see the grades, but I saw what side is the front. So I want to do it so the back is facing. And of course, with PGX, I do not have a contract signed. You could see they have this blue cellophane wrap that they wrap the book. So this way they're not shifting around when they're getting mailed because I'm sure FedEx and UPS and all them, they don't exactly take the best of care with packages. But as I was saying, the deal I have with PGX, it used to be I could get it done for free, but because not a lot of people watch my channel, I mean, I understand they had to start charging me, but they charged me $50 to get 4 books, pressed, dry cleaned, signature verification if they need them. Also to get the grader's notes on the back of the slab, which is one of my ideas. So if you want, I make sure, they get hopefully a benefit by you guys using their business. I get a benefit because even though it's $50 now, it's still cheaper than what it would normally be, especially with all the additives. And the benefit for you guys is if you send 10 or more books to PGX and use the code We Love Comics Free Press, they will press one of the books absolutely free. So check that in the live chat. So as usual, I will go over the significance of the book. I will tell you what my predictions were for the comic, and then we'll see what the grades are. Now I see they did put the tape in front of it, so this one I'm going to save for last because that's one of the bigger ones. Okay, so I know which one this is now. So I can tell by the back. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. This, of course, is Amazing Spider-Man 300. This is the iconic cover that's been copied, probably 700 times at this point. It is a newsstand edition. If you're not sure of what a newsstand is, normally there'd be, for example, the head of Spider-Man here or some other kind of like image. But when you see a barcode, that's a newsstand. Now, it could also be a Mark Jewelers, but this one is not. So if you see a newsstand, especially if you bought it off eBay and they didn't open it, some people sell books without opening books. Check it because you never know. The centerfold could be a Mark's Jewelers. So I always verify just in case because you never know. But this one is not a Mark Jewelers. But newsstands are rarer than the normal ones. And I really think the price of this has gone down enough lately where it's now time to buy, at least in my opinion. But discounts are always out there, so you never know. I paid for this one only $225. So I thought that was a decent price for this. Now, this one had a lot of pressable defects. So normally when I predict my grade, I usually go, for example, like a 5, between a 5 and a 6, for example, or a 2 to a 3. This one had a little bit of a wider range because of the amount of non-color break increases. Depending on what the pressing would have done, could increase it dramatically. So, in my opinion, PGX does amazing work with pressings and dry cleanings. Never had a problem with them. They've never popped a staple. They've never ruined a comic. They've always improved the grades that could have an improvement. So even if you don't want to have them grade, you can send the books to PGX just to get them pressed and dry cleaned. They're the cheapest, they're the quickest, and they do an incredible job. So I predicted on this one between a 4.5 to a 6.0 because like I said again, they had a lot of non-color break increases, so depending on what the pressing could do could really affect the grade. So I said also with off-white to white pages. So let's start out and let's see what we got. All right, so pretty much in the like I would say about the middle. I'm perfectly fine with a 5.0. Especially for $225. I mean, you have the new Venom movie coming with Secret Wars and everything. There are rumors that Peter Parker may acquire the Venom symbiote at some point. So, in my opinion, now's the time to be buying these books, especially if you can get newsstand variants because deals are out there. Now, like I said, it does have graders notes. They put it on the back of the slab. This was my idea. So if you want to have graders notes added to your PGX slab, use the code We Love Comics Graders Notes, and it's $5 per book. Now, obviously, you can get the greatest notes for free by having them email them, but I like having them on the slab. So we have multiple stress lines along the spine. I mean, especially this particular book, I mean, with the black and everything, it is going to show them. So no problem with the mid-grade. Cover edge and spine wear, multiple creases, weak spine. They did mark it as a newsstand edition and off-white to white pages. I actually got that right. So they did mark that it is a newsstand variant. Off-white to white pages. I'm happy with a 5.0. I mean, who wouldn't want a 9.8 for this book? You definitely, the chances of getting that book, for $200, probably not going to happen. All right, so next up, seems like good timing for this one because if you saw the trailer for Kraven the Hunter, you'll know. Well, I mean, this is not a spoiler because they've already mentioned that Rhino is going to be in that movie, and the trailer looks actually pretty good. It's nice to see that they're making a rated R version. I don't understand Sony's having all of these villains without Spider-Man. Spider-Man's villains without Spider-Man just really doesn't. It's not as good as it should be, but try and explain what Sony's done over the years. But this was a good timing to send this book in. This is obviously Amazing Spider-Man number 41, first appearance of the Rhino. Hopefully they do him justice, but I liked what they did. They didn't go for this robot tank version that you saw in that Amazing Spider-Man number 2 at the end. I didn't like that. I thought it looked kind of silly. When it comes to characters like this, it's basically a person in a suit. It's going to be silly, but they made it look plausible for a comic book movie. So hopefully the movie will be good, but this is another book that is absolutely worth getting. Now, I got this one years ago, so I paid a really good price. So even if this was a zero point 0.5, which it's not gonna be, I paid $60 and 75 cents for this book. Now, this is a mid to upper grade book, I guess, again, depending on the pressing. So I said between a 4.5 and a 5.5 with cream to off white pages. So let's see what we got here. All right, so this one's a little bit lower than what I thought, and that's perfectly fine. So 3.5 cream to white pages. I said cream to off white. So I was pretty close with that. First appearance of the Rhino, so they did mark that. So again, even though it's lower than what I thought it might be, for $60, I'm still going to do well on this one, especially if they do the justice and Sony actually makes a good movie. I guess we'll find out, but at least it looks promising, and that's something you rarely get to say with a Sony movie. So 3.5, still going to be happy with that. All right, next up, I have probably 15 of these at this point. This is not a Mark Jewelers, but it is a newsstand. So, in my opinion, unless you could find a steal on this book, which they are out there, I would recommend getting the newsstand variants because they're going to be rarer than the normal version of the book. And obviously, the Mark Jewelers is going to be even rarer, especially in high grade. I was fortunate enough to get two of the Mark Jewelers variants for this book. So the other box has the other one, but I paid $477.80. I predicted between a 9.4 and a 9.8. Now I do see it has graders notes, so that means it's not going to be a 9.8, which I'm perfectly fine with. But $477.80 for a newsstand version. This, of course, is the first appearance of Deadpool. Deadpool movie made over $1 billion, is still in the movie theater. Number one R-rated grossing movie of all time. Um, very happy with the movie. Got to see the whole thing. Deadpool is obviously not one and done, so this character is going to continue to rise. And since they did him justice, the next movie he's going to be in, whether it's a solo or part of an entourage, it's going to bring a lot more confidence in people, which is going to bring up more awareness and more excitability and more collectability. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, there are going to be new people that are just of age to start collecting comics and are going to want books like this. So, they don't print them anymore other than reprints. And especially when you're talking newsstand or Mark Jewelers, those are the ones to grab. But again, you could find the regular ones. Sometimes you get super deals because I'll give you an example. In the other box, I don't know what the grade is, but I have a New Mutants 98 that I got for $58.50. That wasn't 10 years ago. That was this year. So deals are always out there. So I predicted between a 9.4 and a 9.8 with white pages. Let's see what we got. All right, so again, a little bit lower, but for a newsstand, I'll take an 8.5. So I'm not a professional grader, so hey, sometimes you take chances. The seller said this was a high grade book, so I was basing it on that, but it's lower than I thought, but I'm not going to complain. So it's an 8.5. Again, they did mark a newsstand edition. It does have white pages. So let's read the grader's notes on this one. Light 1 1/2 edge crease on back cover. Doesn't say where. I don't see it. Oh, okay. I guess they're talking about this. The tiny little bit there. That's probably what they're talking about. Several minor stress lines along the spine. I mean, especially when they're minor stress lines along the edge. I'm not going to see that. I don't have an electron microscope to go over it in full detail. But I mean, that just means, somebody opens it to read it, which, people do with comics, believe it or not. That can cause stress lines. But again, for a newsstand variant, I'll take an 8.5. All right, last but not least, this one to me, I didn't get as a steal, but I got a really good price. This is X-Men 94. Now you'll say, oh, what's the big deal? You have several of these. It's not a rare book. But this one is, because this one, ladies and gentlemen, is a Mark Jewelers variant. Now, if you've watched my videos, you know anytime I have a Mark Jewelers, I open it up and show everybody. So I got this book this year. Now, with the Deadpool movie showing some X-Men, with the X-Men coming to the MCU, with rumors of Avengers vs. X-Men movies and things like that, this regular book alone is a no-brainer, but a Mark Jewelers is rare. And I was able to acquire this for only $425.81 with shipping and handling. And in my opinion, this is a mid-grade book. I did say with off-white pages, this is a very rare book. Now remember, you're talking, on average, a Mark Jewelers variant is about between 5 and 7% of a total print run. Now, this was printed around 1975 to 1976, somewhere in that area, between 74 and 76. So you're talking now 40 years that this has been out. The chances of finding a Mark Jewelers are going to be rare, especially in higher grade. Now, this isn't a 9.0 or anything like that. I predicted between a 4.5 and a 5.5. If this one hits that target, I'm going to be incredibly happy, because this one, to me, is a no-brainer. But we're going to find out. Survey says for the last one. All right, there we go. So it's in the range, 4.5. Excuse me. I'm not 100% done with being sick. I am very happy with this. Off-white to white pages. What did I say? Off-white. So I was pretty close with the pages on all the books today. So they did. Well, this is interesting. It says a married Mark Jewelers insert, which means somebody put that in there that wasn't supposed to be in there. So that's a little disappointing, but that thing was connected in there, so whoever did it did a job. And this also shows that PGX is not going to be doing me favors just because I make videos. You know, they could have easily just wrote it as a Mark Jewelers insert, but that's something the seller did not disclose to me. Now, to be fair, they may not have known. You know, not everybody selling on eBay is a criminal and a liar, but that's a little disappointing. But it is what it is. So at this point, it's probably too late to get anything from the seller. But I don't know how to take that one. But it's the first run of the new X-Men, and you know, you can't win them all. So that's disappointing. But hey, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but all you can do is try. Daniel's question: apples to oranges, some grade on the book. How much did a Mark Jewelers insert raise the value? It depends on the book, because there's lots of Mark Jewelers inserts. But again, because it's a rarer version of the book, I'll give you an example. A regular 9.8 of New Mutants 98 will cost about 1,400, let's just say 1,500. A newsstand 9.8 will cost about 2,300 to about 3,000. A Mark Jewelers 9.8 would run over 10 grand. So depending on the book and depending on the grade will dictate the value. But again, because Mark Jeweler variants were only sent to military bases and stores around the military base. So the odds of somebody ripping one out, like obviously somebody did with this one, or somebody using the coupon, or the book just being thrown out, you know, increases the chances. So, I mean, overall, I'm pretty happy. I mean, like I said, you can't always win. I'm a little disappointed that Mark Jewelers is married, but it's still a Mark Jewelers. And I guess we'll see when I sell it, you know, what kind of resale value I could get for that. But again, still X-Men 94, still a great price and a great book to get. So those are the 4 books. I got the next 4 coming tomorrow. Again, it'll be probably around between 1 and 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern time. So let's do today's surprise subscriber shout outs. Again, If you want to comment on the AI art, I'd love to see it. But let's go with Paul Ferris and Hoppy A. Both of you are today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. So if you have a YouTube channel and you'd like to post in the comments section, you link to either your YouTube channel or a specific video, you could put that in the comments section once this video uploads. If you'd rather do a social network, you can do that instead. Or if you have something that you sell on eBay, Amazon, Etsy, things like that, and you'd rather do a link to something you sell, you can do that. I'll leave it up to you. Keep in mind, all links have to be approved. So it'll automatically go to spam at first, so you won't see it on the comment section once you hit enter. This is to stop anyone from spamming or putting inappropriate links onto my channel. I verify every link to make sure it takes you somewhere appropriate. So any link must be suitable for all audiences. I will not promote prank channels. I will not promote adult content. So if it passes and you see a link in the comment section, it means I did verify it. So go check them out and support them. And make sure you give our shout outs a shout out. Again, if you want to check out my Patreon, just go to patreon.com/WeLoveComics. You'll get your name shouted out in every video that you're a paid member. If we can go to 20 paid members, I start doing my giveaways. So we are 8 away. And I'm looking to make some trades for some comics. So if you see any of these books and you know somebody that has one and would like to do a trade with me, have them contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. So thank you, everybody, for taking the time to watch, to leave your comments. And don't forget, it's not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics. Really appreciate the viewership. Hopefully you'll stick around for tomorrow's video around between, like I said, between 1 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And don't forget to have your trolls spayed or